Hey everyone, it's a Phoam Ranger here, another episode of Phoam Ranger Sports. This one is more recap work for men's basketball. This episode we're recapping the road game on the 7th this month where they went to New Mexico, and then we'll recap the home game on the 13th when they hosted UNLV. On the 7th they played at the pit for potentially the final time. Unless if they schedule again and non-con going forward against New Mexico, and came out with a 1-point thrilling win by a final score 91-90. The game that was a little back and forth. New Mexico did at times push the lead up to 7, but the Broncos, in spite of the fact they're playing in front of a sold-out pit and one of the toughest arenas to play in if you're the road team, found a way to fight back, get even, or get within a point or two, get even, get a little ahead. Nevada or New Mexico would come back. Then it was really back and forth second half, and the Broncos made just enough free throws to win it because the Broncos did not score a single field goal in the last almost 5 minutes of the game. They won in front of the charity stripe. And New Mexico, in the final minute, did hit 2 threes, but unfortunately, the last 3 they hit, the Broncos were up 4 points, which is why it was a 91-90 victory. The game was played in front of 14,379 fans. We'll start off with the visitor stats. Some Andrews. I should note that R.J. Keene did not travel to this game. He was sick, getting IV fluid, stuff like that. I mean, interviews that came in later, he was having to do like 4 IVs at a time. That's how sick he was, and lost like 15 pounds or so because of the illness he had. So he did not travel to the pit with the team. So we'll start off with the visitor stats. Dylan Andrews, who is going to be the Phoam Ranger player of the game, had 33 points, shot 9 of 14 overall, 5 of 10 from range, hit all 10 free throws, 1 board, 4 fouls, 4 assists, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal in 35 minutes. Pina Carmichael went off. He had 16 points, showing what he is capable of. Just needs to get a little more consistent with it. Was 5 of 10 overall, 3 of 5 from range, hit all 3 free throws, 8 boards, which was a team high, 1 assist, 3 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 33 minutes. In the middle, he was questionable during the game. He was dealing with some kind of bug or injury himself, including his confidence wasn't that good going into this game. After the past couple, he finished with only 2 points. He was 1 of 4 overall, over 3 from range. He had one offensive, 3 total boards, 2 assists, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Played 25 minutes. Drew Fielder, 18 points on 5 of 12 shooting, 5 of 10 from range. A lot of those came in the second half, which was impressive. He also made all 3 free throws, 3 offensive, 5 total boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 block shot in 18 minutes. Jen Buchanan had a really respectable game. 13 points, 3 of 8 overall, a little under half on his field goals. Missed both threes, but he had all 7 free throws, 3 offensive, 6 total boards, 2 assists, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 block in 34 minutes. Off the bench, AJ Neto played 4. Had 4 points, 1 of 2 from range, and 1 of 2 from the stripe. Had a board, 3 assists, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, 18 minutes. Phoam played 5 minutes, had no stats that show up in the stat book. Don Perlin played 5, had 5 points, 1 of 3 overall, 1 of 2 from range, and hit both free throws. 2 offensive, 6 total boards, 2 fouls, 1 block shot in 22 minutes. And Spencer Ahrens Only played 9 minutes, had 2 assists, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, a block shot. He missed a 3 ball, which was his only shot attempt of the game. Broncos had 9 points from their bench, so the starters really carried the team. Again, for the 5 starters, averaged 13 points or more. Again, the lone starter was Andrew Meadow. Didn't even get, he only had 2 points. Broncos had 14 points of paint, 2 points off New Mexico turnovers, 9 sick chance points, 5 fast break points. There were 6-12 on layups. There were 3 ties, 5 lead changes a game. Broncos had 65 possessions, scored 36 times, averaged 1.4 points per possession, which is pretty dang good. Scored on 55.4% of their possessions. It turned it over nearly 17% of the time. Led for 21.5 minutes, trailed for 14:43, and were tied for 3:48. Their last field goal came with 4 minutes 50 seconds left on a Pina Carmichael layup to make it 78-71. The Broncos' largest lead was 9 points with 14:55 left in the game, 63-54. The Broncos' largest run was 7-0. Excuse me. In the first half, Dylan Andrews feasted with 15 points, was 6 of 8 overall. All his threes came in the first half, 3 of 5. Both shots and attempts. He also had a board, 2 assists, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Pina Carmichael had 6 points in the first half, 2 of 4 overall, 2 of 3 from range, 4 boards, 1 foul. Andrew Meadow missed his lone shot, which was a 3-point attempt. Also committed a foul. Drew Fielder had 5 points, 1 of 5 overall, 1 of 3 from range, and hit both free throws. 2 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover. John Buchanan, 9 points on 2 of 6 shooting, 0 for 2 overall, and hit all 5 free throws. 3 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover, and block shot. AJ Neto had 3 points, 1 of 2 from range, 1 board, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls as well. Bon Bon played all 5 of his minutes came in the first half. Don Perlin, 5 points, 1 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 2 from range, hit both free throws, 1 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 foul, 1 block shot, 13 minutes. Spencer Ahrens had 2 assists, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 block shot in the first half. His team, Broncos, 8 bench points, 4 paint points, 6 sick chance points, 3 fast break points, 32 possessions, 18 scores, 1.34 points per possession, scored 56.3% of their possessions, turned over 18.8% of their possessions in the first half. Went to half with 43 points. Were 13 of 29 overall for 45%, 8 of 18 from range for 44%, and hit all 9 free throws. 6 offensive, 17 total boards, 8 assists, 8 fouls, 6 turnovers, 3 block shots, 1 steal. In the second half, Dylan Andrews had 18 points on 3 of 6 shooting. He also was 2 of 5 from 3-point range, so that was a bit of a misstatement. Again, he shot 10 total threes. Shot 5 in the first half, 5 in the second. Made 3 in the first half, 2 in the second. Made all 10 free throw attempts in the second half. 2 assists. Pina Carmichael had 10 points. 3 of 6 shooting, 1 of 2 from range. Hit all 3 free throws. 4 boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Aaron Meadow had 2 points, 1 of 3 overall, 0 for 2 from range, 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 2 assists, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Drew Fielder really ate in the second half with 13 points, was 4-7 from range. His only shots were at the 3 ball. Made his lone free throw. 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 block shot. Javon Buchanan, 4 points, 1 of 2 overall, 2 of 2 from the stripe, 2 boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls. AJ Neto had a point, 1 of 2 from the stripe with the foul committed. Don Perlin had an offensive, 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 1 foul. In the second half, Spencer Ahrens was 0 for 1 from range, 2 fouls and turnover in 3 minutes played. So 1 bench point, 10 paint points, 2 points on New Mexico turnovers, 3 sick chance points, 2 fast break points, 34 possessions, 21 scores, 1.41 points per possession. Scored nearly 62% of their possessions, turned over nearly 15%. For the Broncos, again of note, the 15 made threes in the game is the most up to that point the Broncos have made in a game this season, and historically is tied for the most threes made by an opponent all time at the pit. So that's pretty dang cool. Now looking at New Mexico, Dayton Albury finished with 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting, made us on 3 and 2 of 4 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 4 total boards, 2 assists, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 steal in 24 minutes. Luke Haupt really was cooking in the game, 30 minutes or 30 points on 11-17 overall, 3 of 4 from range and 5 of 7 from the stripe. 3 offense, 6 total boards, 4 assists. The reason why I say was cooking in the game was because he fouled out. He also had a steal in 32 minutes. If he didn't foul out, I have to say New Mexico probably would have won had Luke Haupt not have fouled out, because Broncos had no answer for Luke Haupt defensively. He could just score at will, basically. Antonio Chol, 4 points, 2 of 4 overall, 0 for 2 from range, with the board and assist, 3 fouls, 1 turnover in 25 minutes. Thomas Buljan, 7 points, 3 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the stripe, 5 offensive, a team high 9 boards, 2 assists, 2 fouls, 1 block shot in 30 minutes played. Jake Hall, 19 points, 6 of 13 overall, 4 of 10 from range, 3 of 4 from the stripe, 1 board, 1 foul, 32 minutes played. To Javis Miller, 2 points, 1 of 6 overall, 0 for 3 from range, 1 board, 4 assists, 2 fouls, 1 steal in 18 minutes. Uriah Tenet, he had 14 points, 4% overall, 2 of 3 from range, hit all 4 free throws, 5 boards, 5 assists, 4 fouls, 1 turnover, 2 steals in 29 minutes. JT Rock pitched in 5 points, made both field goals, one of which was a 3. And again, as mentioned, his 3 came right at the final buzzer, basically, to make it 91-90. Had 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 assist, 10 minutes played. Overall, New Mexico had 21 bench points, 40 paint points, 19 points on Bronco turnovers, 6 chance points, 21 fast break points, 15-27 on layups, 1 of 1 on dunks, 4 ties, 5 lead changes, 64 possessions, 40 scores, 1.41 points per possession, scored 62.5% of their possessions, turned over 7.8% of their possessions. Their last lead was 44-43 with 19:36 left in the game. Largest lead came at 6:23 left before half with 7:33-26. New Mexico's largest run was 9-0. In the first half, Dayton Albury was 0 for 1 from the floor with 1 offense, 3 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 turnover. Luke Haupt had 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Hit both threes, 1 offensive board, 3 assists. Antonio Chol, 4 points, 2 of 3 overall, 0 for 1 from range, 2 fouls. Thomas Buljan, 5 points, 2 of 4 overall, 1 of 2 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul. Jake Hall, 10 points, 3 of 7 overall, 1 of 4 from range, 2 of 4 from the stripe, 1 board, 1 foul committed. To Javis Miller, 2 points scored, 1 of 5 overall, 0 for 3 from range, 1 board, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 steal. Roy Tennant, 9 points, 2 of 3 overall, 1 of 1 from range and hit all 4 free throws. 3 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and JT Rock had 2 points, made his own field goal in the first half. 1 offensive board, 3 total boards, 1 assist. They had 13 bench points, 22 paint points, 10 points of Bronco turnovers, 5 fast break points. They had 30 possessions, 19 scores for 1.4 points per possession. Scoring on 63% of their possessions, turned over just under 7% of their possessions. In the half with 42 points, so a 1 point lead. They were 15 to 29 overall for 52%, 4-11 from range for 36%, 8 to 10 from the stripe, 4 offensive, 14 total boards, 10 assists, 6 fouls, 2 turnovers, 3 steals. And in the second half, for New Mexico, Albury got all 9 of his points. Again, 3 of 5 overall. Made his own 3 and 2 of 4 from the stripe. All in the second half. 1 board, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Luke Hop fell down in the second half with all 5 fouls. Coming in the second half, he had 20 points in the second half. As said, if Hop didn't foul out, New Mexico probably would have won the game. He was 7 to 12 overall, 1 to 2 from range, and 5% from the stripe. 2 offensive, 5 total boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. Antonio Chol was 0 for 1 from range with the board, assist, a foul, a turnover. Thomas Boljan, 2 points, 1 to 3 overall, 4 offensive, 7 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 block shot. Jake Hall, 9 points scored, 3 of 6 from range. To Javis Miller, 0 for 1 from the floor with 3 assists, 1 foul. Uriah Tennant, 5 points scored, 2 of 4 from the floor, 1 to 2 from range, 2 boards, 2 assists, 4 fouls, 1 turnover. JT Rock, 3 points. Again, his lone shot in the second half was at buzzer beater 3, right before the final horn sounded. New Mexico scored 48 points in the second half on 17 to 33 shooting for 51.5%, 7 to 13 for range for 54%, 7 11 for 64% from the stripe, 7 offensive, 17 total boards, 9 assists, 13 fouls, 3 turnovers, 1 block, 2 steals, 8 bench points, 18 paint points, 9 points off Bronco turnovers, 6 second chance points, 16 fast break points, 32 possessions, 21 scores, 1.5 points per possession, scored on 66% of their possessions, turned over 9.4%. So Boise State, even though they did win, they were a little lucky. Luck to play a little into that one. After the game, the Broncos picked up their 3rd win against the top 5 conference team that were 500 or above in conference play going into that one. Broncos moved to 15-9, 7-6 in conference play. New Mexico dropped to 18-6, 9-4 in conference play. The Broncos helped improve their home win against the Lobos was not in fact a fluke. And going into the matchup, both teams have played 30 times and they were 15-15. This was their first matchup, and now Broncos got the rubber win on this one. And now 5-9 all-time in the pit. They've won 4 consecutive games against the Lobos, including the season sweep this year. They scored at least 80 points 11 times this season, 9-2 in those contests. Team is 79-7, scoring 80 plus dating back to the start of the 18-19 season. Through New Mexico, the Broncos 26 for 27% or performance on the charity stripe made it 6 games that the Broncos shot over 90%, which at that time was tied for most in the NCAA. Dylan Andrews collected his 2nd career 30-point game, and the 33 points was a career high for him. He also tallied back-to-back 20-point games, become first Bronco to accomplish a feat since Drew Fielder did so against Duquesne and St. Mary's in December. Drew Fielder set a new career high after 95 threes. The last time the Broncos had 2 players make at least 5 threes in the same game was against Western Oregon, a non-Division I opponent, I believe. That was December 9, 23, when Max Retz and Chibuzo Agbo each had 6. And Pina Carmichael grabbed career high 8 boards, a team that category for 4th time this season. So again, that was a heck of a win for the Broncos. Really got some momentum going. Unfortunately, that momentum will be short-lived because the next game they lost in overtime to UNLV. At home at the X by final score of 86-83. The stats are loading. In the last 442, the Broncos didn't make any field goals. In overtime, all their points basically in overtime came from the charity stripe. In terms of UNLV offense, their last jumper was by Jones with 22 seconds left in overtime to make it 85-81. Largest lead was 4 points with 22 seconds left in overtime, 85-81. UNLV's largest run was 15-0. Broncos' last jumper was by Drew Fielder, making it 77-79 with 4:42 left in overtime. Last lead was with 3:19 left in overtime, 81-78. The largest lead for the Broncos was 23 points at 32-9 with 7:09 left in the first half, and the Broncos' largest run was 15-0. I'll go more into that in a few minutes. Well, we'll get through the stats first, and I'll do more of recap my thoughts about that. For UNLV, number 0, Gibbs Lawhorn, is a Phoam Ranger player of the game. Another straight game where an opponent gets 25, 30 plus points against the Broncos. It just had their way. He had 36 points, was 13-22 overall, 6-12 from range, and 4-4 from stripe, including like 2 or 3 big threes that forced overtime. He had 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and 44 minutes played. Number 2, Kimani Hamilton, had 13 points, 5 of 8 overall, 3 of 4 from range, had 3 offensive, 4 total boards, 3 assists, 3 fouls, 1 turnover, 32 minutes. Number 10, Banarby, had 9 points, 3 of 7 overall, made a solo 3-point attempt, hit both free throws, 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 2 fouls, 15 minutes. Number 12, Williamson, had 5 points on 2 of 7 shooting, 1 of 5 from range, and 0 for 1 from the stripe. 2 boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 3 steals, 27 minutes. Walter Brown, number 22, 7 points, 2 of 5 overall, 1 of 3 from range, 2 of 4 from the stripe, 2 offensive, team high 7 boards, 1 assist, 4 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 41 minutes. From the bench, number 3, Fleming Jr., 0 for 3 overall, 2 boards, 4 assists, 1 foul, 1 steal, 17 minutes. Number 6, Tyron Jones, 12 points, 5 of 10 overall, 2 of 2 from the stripe, 2 offensive, 5 total boards, 2 assists, 2 fouls, 3 turnovers, 4 steals, and it's 37 minutes. Number 7, Al Green, 4 points, 2 of 4 overall, with the foul committed in 6 minutes. And number 34, Emmanuel Stephen, 0 for 1 from the floor, 2 offensive, 3 total boards, and 6 minutes played. UNLV overall, with 16 bench points, 26 paint points, 21 points off Bronco turnovers, 16 second chance points, 7 fast break points, were 6 of 14 on layups, 1 of 1 on dunks, 2 ties, 1 lead change, 6 possessions, 37 scores, 1.28 points per possession. Scored in 55% of their possessions, turned over nearly 12% of the time. They led for 2 minutes 12 seconds, trailed for 40 minutes 29 seconds, and were tied for 2 minutes 20 seconds. Overall, they were 32 of 67 for 48%, 12-25 from range for 48%, and 10-13 from stripe for 77%. Led offense at 30 total boards, 12 assists, 16 fouls, 8 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 7 steals in the game. In the first half, Gibbs Lawhorn, 9 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 3 of 5 of which 4 from range, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Number 2, Hamilton, 3 points, 1 of 3 overall, 1 of 2 from range, 1 offensive board, 1 assist, 3 fouls, 1 turnover. Number 10, Banarby, 4 points, 1 of 2 overall, hit both free throws, 2 boards, 2 fouls. Number 12, Williamson, 0 for 4 overall, 0 for 3 from range, including an assist and a steal. Number 22, Walter Brown, 3 points, made his own 3-pointer, 2 boards, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Number 3, Fleming Jr., 0 for 1 overall with a board, 3 assists. Number 6, Tyron Jones, 6 points on 2 of 6 overall, hit both free throws, 1 offensive, 2 total boards, 1 turnover. Al Green, number 7, had 4 points, 2 of 4 overall with a foul. Number 34, Steven, 0 for 1 from the floor, 2 offensive, 3 total boards. Team, they had 29 points at half, on 10 of 28 shooting for 36%, 5-11 from range for 46%, hit all 4 free throws, 4 offensive, 12 total boards, 5 assists, 6 fouls, 4 turnovers, 3 steals. In the first half, they had 10 bench points, 6 paint points, 8 points of Bronco turnovers, 5 second chance points, 29 possessions, 12 scores, about 1 point per possession, scoring on 41% of their possessions. Turned the ball over nearly 14% of the time. UNLV repped in the second half with Gibbs Lawhorn, number 0, scoring 25 points and 9 of 14 shooting, 3 of 7 from range, and 4 of 4 from stripe. 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 assist, foul, turnover, and steal. Number 2, Hamilton, 10 points, 4 of 5 overall, 2 made threes, 2 for 2 from 3, 1 offensive, 2 total boards, and assist, 1 assist. Number 10, Banner B, 5 points, 2 of 5 overall, made his own 3-point attempt, 1 offensive board. Number 12, Williamson, 2 points, 1 of 1 from the floor, 2 boards, 1 foul. Number 22, Brown, 2 points, 1 of 3 overall, 0 for 1 from range, 2 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 assist, 3 fouls. Number 3, Fleming Jr., 0 for 2 overall, with a board, assist, and a foul and a steal. Number 6, Jones, 4 points, 2 of 3 overall, with 2 boards, assists, fouls, turnovers, and block shots. UNLV erupted for 48 points second half, 19 to 33 overall for 58%, 6-11 from range for 55%, hit all 4 free throws, had 5 offensive, 14 total boards, 6 assists, 8 fouls, 3 turnovers, 2 blocks and steals, 4 bench points, 16 paint points, 12 points off Bronco turnovers, 9 6 chance points, 7 fast break points, 31 possessions, 21 scores, averaged 1.55 points per possession, scored about 68% of their possessions, turned over under 10% of their possessions. In overtime, Gibbs Lawhorn had 2 points, 1 of 2 overall. Number 2, Hamilton had an offensive board and an assist. Number 10, Bannerby did not play. Number 12, Williamson had 3 points, was 1 of 2 from range, and missed his long free throw, committed a foul, 2 steals. Number 22, Brown, 2 points, 0 for 1 from range, 2 of 4 from the stripe, 2 boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover. Number 6, Jones, 2 points, 1 of 1 from the floor, 1 offensive board, 2 block shots. UNLV had 9 points in overtime, 3 of 6 overall, 1 of 3 from range, and 2 of 5 from the stripe. 2 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 2 blocks and steals, 2 bench points, 4 points in paint, 1 point of Bronco turnovers, 2 second chance points, 7 possessions, 4 scores, 1.29 points per possession, 57% scoring percentage. They scored on 57% of their possessions and turned over 14% of their possessions in overtime. For the Broncos, Dylan Andrews with 12 points, 5 of 10 overall, missed both threes, 2 of 2 from the stripe, 2 offensive, 5 total boards, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. Pina Carmichael, a second straight game where he shot and performed well, with 6 on offense, 16 points, 3 of 6 overall, 3 of 4 from range, hit all 7 free throws, 3 boards, 2 assists, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers. In the middle, a better offensive game with 7 points compared to the 2 points the past 2 games basically. 3 of 4 from the floor, 0 from 1 from range, 1 of 2 from the stripe. 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 foul, 2 turnovers. Drew Fielder had a game high or a team high 27 points on 9 of 14 overall. 5 of 6 from range and hit all 4 free throws. 1 offensive, 6 total boards, 1 assist, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 2 steals. Jen Buchanan had a game where he basically came back more down to earth with only 9 points on a really cold 2 of 10 shooting, missed both threes, and 5 of 6 over 5 of 6 from the stripe. 1 offensive, 5 total boards, 2 fouls. AJ Neto was 0 for 1 from range, had a board, 3 assists, 4 fouls, and a turnover. RJ Keene saw action for the first time after being sick. Maybe he shouldn't have played this game, and he did play 12 minutes. But he missed both threes. He only had 1 assist and a turnover. His defense and offensive capabilities were limited because of that. Because we're still battling with that illness. But still have him do like 4 AVs a day. Doing a day before the game. Maybe it would have been better to have rested RJ a little bit more. Tom Perlin had 2 points, a 1 of 3 overall, 0 for 1 from range. 2 offensive, 6 total boards, team high. 1 assist, 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 15 minutes played. Spencer Ahrens, for the first time in a few games, was at double figures with 10 points. Hit all 3 shots, including both from range and both from the stripe. Had a board, assist, 2 fouls, 2 turnovers, 1 block, 1 steal, 14 minutes. Overall, the Broncos were 26 of 53 for 49%, 10 of 21 from range for 48%, 21 of 23 for 91% from the stripe. He had 7 offensive, 32 total boards, 14 assists, 16 fouls, 12 turnovers, 1 block, 4 steals, 12 bench points, 28 paint points, 12 points off UNLV turnovers, 6 second chance points, 9 fast break points, were 7 of 13 on layups, made both dunks, 67 of 35. 67 possessions, 35 scores for 1.24 points per possession, 52% scoring percentage, nearly 18% turnover percentage. In the first half, for the Broncos, Dylan had 4 points, 2 of 4 overall, 0 for 2 from range with a board, 2 assists. Peanut had 6 points, 2 of 3 from range, 2 boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 turnover. In the middle, 4 points, 2 of 3 overall, 0 for 1 from range, 1 offensive, 3 total boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover. Drew Fielder carried the team with 15 points in the first half, 5 of 8 overall, 3 of 4 from range, and hit both free throws, 1 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul, 1 steal. Jim Buchanan had 4 points, 1 of 5 overall, 0 for 1 from range, and hit both free throws, along with the board as well. AJ Neto had a board, 3 assists, 1 foul. RJ Keene was 0 for 1 from range and a turnover. Don Perlin 0 for 2 from the floor, 0 for 1 from range with 2 offensive, 4 total boards, 1 assist, 1 foul. Spencer Ahrens 7 points, 2 of 2 overall, 1 of 1 from range, and 2 of 2 from the stripe. 1 board, 1 assist, 1 foul, 2 turnovers, and a steal. Overall, Broncos had 40 points at half, 14 of 28 for 50% overall, 6 of 14 for 43% of range, and hit all 6 free throws. 6 offensive, 20 total boards, 9 assists, 6 fouls, 5 turnovers, 2 steals. 7 bench points, 14 paint points, 8 points off turnovers, 5 second chance points, 4 fast break points, 20 possessions, 17 scores, 1.43 points per possession, 61 scoring percentage, 18 turnover percentage in the first half for the Broncos. Second half, the Broncos cooled off a bit. Not necessarily cooled off, but cooled off defensively. Offensively stayed still pretty warm, but defensively had a bit of a letdown in the second half. Allowed UNLV to come back and tie it up and force overtime. Second half, Dylan Andrews with 6 points, 3 of 5 overall, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Peanut Carmichael 10 points, 1 of 3 overall, made his own 3-point attempt and hit all 7 free throws. 1 assist, foul, turnover. In the middle, 3 points, 1 of 1 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the stripe. Drew Fielder had 10 points, 3 of 4 from the floor, hit both 3 attempts and both free throw attempts, 1 board, 1 turnover, 1 steal. John Buchanan had 3 points, 1 of 4 from the floor, missed a 3 and 1 of 2 from the stripe, 1 offensive, 4 total boards, 2 fouls. AJ Neto 0 for 1 from 3-point range, 2 fouls, 1 turnover. RJ Keene 0 for 1 from range with an assist. Don Perlin 2 points, made a solo field goal, 2 boards, 1 foul, 1 turnover. Spencer Ahrens with 2 points, made a solo 3-pointer, 1 foul, 1 block shot. Overall, Broncos were 11 to 21 in the second half for 52%, 4% from range for 57%, and 11 to 13 for 85%. 1 offense and 9 total boards, 5 assists, 7 fouls, 5 turnovers, 1 block shot, 2 steals, 5 bench points, 12 paint points, 4 points off UNLV turnovers, 1 second chance point, 5 fast break points, 29 possessions, 17 scores, 1.28 points per possession, 58.6 scoring percentage, 17.2 turnover percent. In overtime, only 6 points, with Dylan Andrews getting 2 of them, both from the stripe, was 0 from 1 from the floor. With the board and the turnover, Pina Carmichael had a board and a foul. Aaron Meadow had a turnover. Drew Fielder 2 points, 1 of 2 from the floor. With the board and a foul, John Buchanan 2 points, 0 for 1 from the floor, hit both free throws. AJ Neto with a foul in overtime. That was it. Broncos were 1 of 4 from the floor, hit all 4 free throws. Unfortunately, that was not enough. Had 3 boards, 3 fouls, 2 turnovers, 2 points in the paint, 7 possessions, 3 scores, 0.86 points per possession, scored 43 scoring percentage, and 29 turnover percentage. So again, a really bad, really tough loss at home for the Broncos. Moving to like 3-8 against the upper echelon of the conference. Moved the Broncos to 15-10, 7-7 conference play. Improved UNLV to 13-12, 8-6 of conference play. Again, this was the Broncos' 4th overtime game this season. Last time the Broncos played 4 more OT games in 1 year was 14-15. Again, the 21-23 or 91.3% for the charity stripe was the same time the team has made at least 90% of their attempts charity stripe. Tied for most in the nation, Drew Fielder recorded 8 20-point performance season, tied his career high in points. Has made 5 3-pointers back-to-back games. Last time Bronco forward or center had multiple games of 5+ threes in the season was 17-18. Christian Sengfelder. Spencer Ahrens notched 7th game in double figures, scoring 18 or 10 points reserve role. Dylan Andrews recorded 5 assists. Knowing his 7th time he stitched 5 or more helpers in a game this season. So one of the biggest takeaways of this is that, again, a 23-point lead. Nevada came back a little bit. Broncos were able to extend out to 17 in the second half, but then UNLV came all the way back. And for the first time this season, Broncos' inability to maintain a lead resulted in a loss. Again, the first time that happened, in the exhibition game against Idle Vandals, the Broncos at one point had a 20-plus lead going to half. Well, in the first half, they were shooting lights out and defending pretty dang good, but that started falling away. The Vandals got back into it within like 2 possessions at one point toward the end of the game. And then it happened again against Montana State, where the Broncos at one point led by 11 points, but that dwindled all the way down to 4. Well, the Broncos ultimately won by 4. Maybe it was tied a few times, I think. Wichita State, home game. The Broncos had a 15-point lead. The Broncos allowed it to be whittled all the way down to maybe tie. But ultimately, Broncos won that one by 3 after 1 point lead by 15. And neutral site game against St. Mary's, 1 point in either first or second half. The Broncos led by 14. yet only won by 1 point. And that the Broncos allowed St. Mary's to get back in the game and ultimately have an opportunity to win it. Fortunately for the Broncos, St. Mary's turned it over on what potentially could have been a game-winning shot for St. Mary's over the Broncos. Colorado State home game. Broncos had a 12-point lead. 1 point was, I think, second half, but allowed Colorado State to get back in the game and only won by 6. A 2-possession game. Again, as I mentioned, the UNR home game. A 20-point lead went all the way down to a tie to force overtime to a 4-point home win. So again, our offense is good enough to beat anyone, but defensively, at least through UNLV, really had a tough time with creating turnovers. Again, through UNLV game, Broncos were among the dead last teams. A little better than Air Force, who was the worst team in the conference this year, maybe in all of NCAA. In terms of forcing turnovers and really having trouble defending shots, especially from 3-point range, really having trouble with the athleticism of teams like UNLV, Grand Canyon, Utah State. Really having trouble getting around screens, especially when they're screening high around 3-point range, which is where a lot of 3-pointers are becoming open and sometimes just not doing well communicating at all, or rotating and leaving guys wide open, just in general too. So arguably this is the worst defensive team under Leon Rice's tenure. So no lead essentially is safe by Boise State because of Boise State. If they're shooting well, they can find a way to still snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, in terms of allowing like a 20-point lead turn into essentially a time game, force overtime, and find a way to win in overtime. So in the others, like big 10, 12, 15, 20 plus point leads, getting cut all the way down to like 2 possessions and still find a way to win via offense. But defensively, we've allowed teams more often than not to come back and get right back in the game. If this team wants to make noise in Vegas, they're going to have to really get that figured out and really get their defense kicking into gear and start become much better to defend the 3-ball, find ways to create turnovers, find ways to affect shots, doing much better communicating, rotating, and paying attention with their eyes and not letting guys wide open or anything like that. I mean, they still have time to make those adjustments, but